today's video. We are at Friars Point currently. We were supposed to be bringing you a video on the sea leopard, but we unfortunately got cancelled off. But we're on Friars. First casts are out now. Yeah, let's get into the video.
So as Max said, we're on Friars Point today. It's blowing a really bad westerly, southwesterly, which is why the boat trip's been cancelled. On the left hand side it's blowing over us, probably not our preferred side. Get more fish on the right hand side, but we have had rays and eels here before. There's a little spotted and the eel caught yesterday, so we thought we'd give it a go. A couple of other anglers next to us, tucked in on the rocks here. Rocks are a bit slippery, we've got a bit of space, and the main thing is we're out the wind. So as Max said, we got the first cast out. We got 3 rods out there today, aiming for a ray, and I've got one in close for a bass or an eel with some big baits on it. So fingers crossed. We have a couple of fish. We'll bring you some bits, show you some of the baits and some of the rigs the other side.
Be careful when you are coming down, because sometimes there can be a big swell and it can be very dangerous. So you've got to be wary of the swell, beware of the conditions, because these rocks are very, very slippery. So I'm going to show you quickly how to bait up a mackerel and squid bait. First of all, we're going to get our mackerel and we're going to elasticate this onto our baiting needle. It's quite defrosted, so it makes it a bit harder to work with. Like so. And then we're going to get our hook. We need our hooks to be in there somewhere. Put our hooks in. We'll put one hook in and elasticate that into position. Leave your tag ends long, because you can then elasticate it on, and it just gives the bait a bit more support. Like so. And then we're going to lay a bit of squid on like so. Sometimes it's better to use the guts, sometimes not. I'm not going to personally at the minute, not on this bait. Sometimes I will use guts, but not generally. Let's get that on. And then another bit just to go down there. Make sure you don't get elastic over the hook, because it can stop fish from hooking properly, and that can make all the difference today. That's the bait pretty much done. Just need to get our top hook, slide him down, one wrap, and not just gonna go in, out, pull tight, like so. That's how to do a mackerel and squid bait.
Okay, looking good. As the fishing's so quiet, I just thought I'd talk you through some of the bits that we're using today. So Max is using his Any Fish Anywhere 6 and bait fixed spool with his Penn Surf Blaster reel. I've got one of the old original tournament match Grand Prix by Any Fish Anywhere. Fishing that with an SL30 £30 line straight through, literally just trying to catch the edge of the rough in close, hoping for a bass or an eel. And then I've got my tournament match Any Fish Anywhere original with the Penn Fathom 15 magged. So yeah, like I said, fishing's absolutely dire. Nice to be at the house. As Max already said, we were supposed to be on a charter boat today, but the weather's been that off. We're quite sheltered where we are on this kind of headland. Max is up there, but at the same time the other side's probably unfishable, waves hitting the rocks, but that side generally fishes better. Right guys, so back back to another bit of a baiting presentation, just because we're not catching any fish at the moment, if I'm being honest. So really quiet session, didn't expect it to be very good. There's 3 people fishing to the left of us, they haven't had a bite. We haven't had a bite yet. However, there are a couple of guys to the right of us have just had a small spotted ray. Gives us a little bit of hope that there's a fish out there. Casting much shorter than us actually, so we've just made 2 of our casts slightly shorter, wondering whether we're overcasting for the fish. But just going to show you another bit of a baiting presentation. I've pinched one of Max's rigs. He quite likes using the fixed circle hook on the top and a shorter shank hook on the bottom.
And it looks a lot like a knotless carp fishing technique, where they use like the hair rig, the hair boilie. So the bottom hook is like the boilie, and then the top hook is like your hook.
Okay, so we're using these ones. I've got the Kentaro short shank in the 4.0 from Seaglow, and I've got one of the Circle Matsus on the top. Okay, so just to show you those. So I'm going to use one of the small anchovies. These have come into fashion in the last couple of years. Again, when I first sort of started fishing, we never really saw these, but really oily. Caught loads of rays on them. Just going to snip the top of the head, let a bit of the scent out, snip a bit of the tail. Not going to use one of the baiting needles on this, although Max normally finds it slightly easy to. Going to put the hook in roughly halfway through, out there. Wrap of elastic just to get it a little bit settled, normally around the top bit of the hook. So hold that off a second, and then I'm going to wrap a tiny bit of squid around it as well, just to finish that off. Hopefully you can all see that on Max's camera skills. So we're just going to keep wrapping that around. So you can see the blood's just starting to come out the bottom. I'm deliberately going to leave that open to slightly seep out. Some people, when I'm watching their baiting presentations, they kind of poke this bait a couple of times now. But I'm deliberately going to leave it like that, just to kind of leak out. I'm going to do 1 turn or 2 on the circle hook there, snip that out. Just the fish flesh is so soft, needs to be in slightly more. A second, sorry guys. And there we go. Perfecto. Nice little bait. Hopefully catch a little spotted or ray on that now. So the blank is beaten, not a ray, not a bass, not an eel, but a little turbot, just under 30 centimetres, taken on the anchovy and squid bait that I showed you. So on the 4.0s, just goes to show their mouths are absolutely massive. We brought the net today, don't think we needed that for the turbot, mind, but really chuffed to beat the blank, because I definitely thought we were going to be going home without catching anything. I'm 99% sure it's a turbot, but I'm sure brill look a little bit like this as well. So if you know different, please post in the comments of what we've caught. Cheers guys, ta-da! As Max said, we're fishing Friars Point today. The main target species is rays, so I'm just going to show you how I'm baiting up for those. They do get all 4 rays off here, so they'll get blondes, small lights, spotted and thornbacks. Been reports of a few recently, not too many. February is quite a quiet month. I'm going to show you how I bait up anyway. So I've got the Seaglow baiting tool here. I've already put a small sand eel on this. So it's the double prong. This one's the slightly thinner one because I'm using smaller sand eels. And I'm just going to lay the hook on top of that a second. The hooks I'm using are the Seaglow Cato Big Mouth, so 4 hooks here. As most of you that have caught rays that have seen, they're not too small a mouth, so they'll take this bigger hook. So I've got the sand eel there. We're kind of aiming for the hook somewhere in the middle of the baiting tool. I'm then going to also put on a nice big section of herring. Herring's quite an oily fish, so releases quite a bit of scent. Just to kind of keep that in place, I'm going to start putting some elastic around that. So let's just get a little bit of elastic around that bait first of all. So you can see the baiting needle just keeps kind of the baits in place. A slight convert with the baiting needle, so never used to use them too much. Max got me into them, he uses them for lots of his bait. I think he's got smaller hands than us, and also when I started fishing we didn't have these sorts of things around to help us bait up, whereas he's obviously come into it, but these are actually really, really handy. So you can see bait's quite nicely sat in that. I'm just going to snap off that elastic a second. I'm then going to put a final bit of squid just around the top of that. So again, wrap that tightly around it.
You can also get the Sea Glow beta needles in packs of 2. As he said, he's using the thinner one, but they also come with a thicker one, like so.
Yeah, like I said, these sand eel, just small sand eel that I had in the freezer for today's session.
Don't really fit.
So, see, we've got a nice compact bait on there. I'm not going to worry too much of that, because once that hits the water, that's going to come out and create a bit of a scent trail. Gently pull the needle out. I'm then going to pull down the top panel hook. Again, this one I'm not going for fixed. Sometimes we use a fixed top hook, sometimes we use a circle. We've got a mixture of rigs today. This is again one of the Cato big mouth hooks, so I'm going to twist this a couple of times and lay it nicely into the bait. Pull down, pull the tubing down. I'm pretty much good to go. Okay.
Flush bait there,
Yeah.
ready to fire out. So my dad's just had a big slack liner. Is there a fish there? There's a good bend in our rod. Looks like there's a fish there. I might have to leave you guys to net this fish, or to reel the same so that my dad can net it. But he'll be with us for most of the fight. Got the net in my hand.
Can't feel much weight, but it's an amazing fight. It was a wicked fight, but there's a little bit of weight coming towards the end, but not as big as I thought it was going to be.
You can see a shark. Right. And we've got a ray.
So, second fish of the session, nice little spotted ray, caught on the Mutsu circle. So we've got the Mutsu circle that was on the top, you can see in there on the fixed panel, and the Mutsu short shank wide gape on the bottom, or the Kentaro rather. So yeah, this one was on an anchovy and squid bait again, and we've said how we quite like those ones. The slack line was amazing. I thought it was going to be a really big ray, but it's only ended up as a little spotted.
We thought it was going to be a 15-20 pound blonde.
Well, I'm not sure if I thought that, but actually it's a nice little spotted. The spotteds don't grow obviously as big as the blondes. I'm a bit of a geek, so I like to weigh every fish I catch. So let's just see what he comes in on. But yeah, really pleased. It's about an hour and a half after high water, starting to think that this is it, but actually managed to catch this fish on.
We're still catching.
Still catching. I was going to suggest going home and getting some fish and chips in Barry Island. Max wants to stay a bit now. So it's coming in at £3.90 or £3.95, which is quite a nice size for a spotted.
Just under £4 fish, not bad.
Just under £4 fish, so yeah, lovely little spotted ray. We've got the wind behind us on top casting today, so it's going much further than usual. It was on the £80 absorber hook length. Sea Glow products doing the business.
Quick update, 2 fish for my dad, 1 tubet and 1 spotted ray. I've had nothing yet. The rods are not showing anything bite-wise yet. It's a bit of wind, as you can see there. We've got the rig hanging up for me. Nice bait there, long bait. Got another rig being baited up now by my father using Sea Glow products with it, and we've also got another bait there ready to go. Not much happening, haven't seen many of the fish yet, but we'll catch up with you when and if we next have a fish. So guys, the video ended with my dad having 1 small spotted that was £3 15 ounces and a turbot that was 25 centimetres. I unfortunately blanked. Thanks to Angling and Fishing Custom Rod House and Sea Glow Fishing Tackle for sponsoring our video today, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.